This is an interesting story. So in South Florida, they discovered that 3 dozen high-rise condominiums are sinking. So let's explore this from the seller's perspective because this is going to be a seismic shift for them. So first of all, insurance. These are beachfront properties. South Florida already has issues with hurricanes and not being able to get insurance coverage. Now that they've discovered that these buildings are sinking, it's going to be even worse. Now that they've discovered that they're sinking, they now have disclosure obligations. They have to disclose this information to potential buyers. So this falls into the second portion, which is property values. And we have a similar story here in Northern California. In San Francisco, there's a condominium called Millennial Towers. And they went through a similar thing where they discovered that the tower was sinking. And these homes, these condos, when they tried to resell them, lost as much as 40 to 50% of market value. So these Florida residents are probably going to suffer similar results. Or sellers are going to have several money draining issues. Number one, insurance is going to either skyrocket or not be insurable. Secondly, now that they've discovered that the buildings are sinking, they probably don't have enough money in reserves to address the corrective actions which will necessarily follow, which means each unit will probably have to put up the tens and if not hundreds of thousands of dollars per door. And finally, they're going to have to deal with property values dropping because these are going to become notorious and the market and buyers are not going to be interested in buying into a community that they know is sinking, just like what happened here in the Bay Area with Millennial Towers. The longer this goes on, the further and further market value will drop. So these sellers, these homeowners are going to have some painful times ahead of them. What do you think?